What an embarrassment. This is what happens when someone from ESPN is challenged on their lunacy. This is what happens when a proud deacon at Woke United Methodist is challenged by someone who practices the fine art of common sense. This is also why ESPN does not allow dissenting voices on their network. I mean, God forbid, the people they are paying millions of dollars to appear smart are made to look like a dumbass. I guess I'm going to have to come up with another term for a specific type of huge embarrassing failure. Most of the huge embarrassing failures that we talk about here on the channel, they're somewhat known. The originator of the term, the former undisputed, undefeated champion of failure, Bomani Jones. Bobo had the same amount of success as Keith Olbermann. Katie Boo! Bobo might have the same amount of success as Keith Olbermann's had dates with women, none. But at least Bomani Jones had some level of mainstream recognition. He might have been famous for failure, but at least he was famous for something. Jemele Hill, Smelly Jemele. There are women on OnlyFans who have sold more farts in a jar than Jemele Hill sold copies of her memoir. Last I checked, her table proper had been on sale for about 2 years now. She has sold less than 5,000 copies. Now, my inside sources, they are telling me that most of those copies that were sold, they were purchased by her book publisher. They wanted to inflate the number, hoping that would convince people to buy this paper turd. Unfortunately, this false inflation, it couldn't even convince people to accept a free copy. Johnny B. Biden cackling Cam Harris. Even someone like Caitlin Collins. Katie Woo! Katie Woo! The Roo might be the biggest failure right now in primetime cable news. She has lost half of her audience in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Roo can't even convince lonely men to watch her on mute anymore. But that does not change the fact that Katie Roo Collins is the face of CNN. That might mean that Roo is the face of failure, but at least she is the face of something. I can't say the same about Cari Champion. Casey, who in the hell is Cari Champion? Yeah, that is exactly my point. No one knows who in the hell she is. I will give her credit though. Cari does have an appropriate name because she is damn sure the champion of failure. But I can't refer to her failure as huge embarrassing failure because in order for failure to be embarrassing, people have to know about it. Cari Champion has been able to accomplish something that very few failures in the mainstream have been able to accomplish. Cari Champion, she has been able to achieve remarkable levels of failure while being completely unknown. Hell, there are WNBA players with more recognizable faces than Cari Champion, even though some of those faces are hidden by hair. Unfortunately for the unknown champion of failure, her identity has now been revealed. Monday night, Cari Champion, she made a rare appearance in the mainstream media by appearing on CNN. And during her brief appearance, Cari managed to put the embarrassing in huge embarrassing failure. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Wingman Snacks. As you guys know, this is my favorite time of the year. We're in the heart of NFL season. We're a month into the NBA regular season. And what's even better, we just defeated the Deacons at Woke United Methodist in arguably the most important election in my lifetime. What better way to celebrate our landslide victory than devouring your soon-to-be favorite snacks from Wingman Snacks? Wingman Snacks offers a variety of happy hour favorites that are the perfect complement while watching sports. Chipotle snack crackers, or my personal favorite, the cayenne pretzel rods. My wife, she's already eaten a full bag of the 5 o'clock crunch snack mix while she is watching The Real Housewives of Dubai on Bravo. Wingman Snacks is a proud veteran-owned business. They donate a portion of their profits to the people that need it the most. I'm not talking about the undocumented migrants. Wingman Snacks, they donate a portion of their profits to our military veterans and our first responders. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10. Save 10% off your first purchase with Wingman Snacks. When someone sent me this clip last night, my first question was, why in the hell is Cari Champion appearing on CNN? Initially, I thought maybe she had something to promote. Maybe she was promoting her latest failure. But that theory was immediately disproven when I realized that Cari Champion was appearing on a panel. The level of failure achieved by Cari Champion, it cannot be understated. Carrie is a loyal comrade to the cause. She is a proud parishioner at Woke United Methodist. Not only that, she also checks multiple diversity boxes. Those factors alone normally guarantee someone a lifetime of woke welfare at ESPN. But for some reason, ESPN refused to re-sign Cari Champion back in 2022. When it was time to negotiate her welfare, ESPN, they offered her less money that she had not earned than she was receiving before. Now, if Cari Champion were smart, she would have accepted that generous offer. I mean, a little bit of free money is better than no free money, right? Cari Champion, she decided to decline ESPN's welfare, thinking that she could use her diversity to land another job in the media. And she was right. She landed a job with Vice, where she would co-host a show with her sister in failure, Jemele Hill. The show was called Carrie and Smelly Refuse to Stick to Sports or Anything Else That They Know Nothing About. The show lasted a handful of episodes until it was canceled for low ratings. At a network with no expectations for ratings, Cari Champion had her show canceled because she could not attract a single fly to this stale turd. A short time later, Carrie leveraged her diversity to collect welfare from CNN. Once again, in their infinite brilliance, CNN decided to pair Carrie with Smelly Jemele, which made absolutely no sense considering the fact that they had just failed as a pair at Vice a few months earlier. CNN envisioned Carrie and Smelly being the faces of their new streaming service, CNN+. 3 weeks later, CNN+ was canceled. Apparently, the faces could not convince anyone to actually pay to watch their garbage. CNN+ bit the dust in April of 2022. That was almost 3 years ago. Cari Champion has not been seen in the mainstream since. You know how sometimes I will joke around and say someone's face is on the side of a milk carton? Cari Champion's face, it has literally been on the side of a proverbial milk carton. No one has seen her. No one knew where in the hell she was until she miraculously appeared on CNN Monday night for what will likely be her final appearance in the mainstream media. Carrie appeared alongside Scott Jennings, who is somewhat of a hero for normal people. I can be your hero, baby. I don't know how Scott Jennings does it. This dude is the only normal person. He is the only common sense thinker at a network that is allergic to the truth. Carrie appeared alongside Scotty to explain why America is facing a tough 4 years with the Trumper as president. Now, according to the champion of failure, free speech is under attack! Pay very close attention towards the end of this clip. I want you to pay close attention to the face of Scott Jennings because you can see it in his eyes. You can see the gears rolling in his head. Scott Jennings knows he is about to humiliate this doofus. I'll show you the embarrassment here in just a second, but let's get to this clip first. Watch it for yourself.
I feel like X, I don't know if anyone is on it in any capacity. I don't know if you're on it. You're the only one? You're on it? You all are on it? Okay. I've actually decided to take a rest of peace because it is not a peaceful place for me. And I know if, in fact, you don't agree with this current administration, most people can say that it's not a peaceful place. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an actual bid made to take on MSNBC, but the fact that it just can't happen. We're in for some tough years ahead. I do believe that we are not going to be able to be as safe or say what we want to. I don't think free speech is going to be as free.
Now, Scott, I want to bring you in here because this kind of linked to...
What a complete lack of preparation. This is 100% laziness. This is your first appearance in the mainstream in years, and you show up unprepared? Carrie Champion was expecting the other members of the Boodle Brigade to not raise their hands when she asked if anyone was on Twitter. She was not expecting to be the only panelist who was triggered enough by the truth to delete her account. I don't think I need to sit here and dispute her claims about free speech being under attack by the Trumper. That bullshit has been disproven countless times already. Compared to the last 4 years under Johnny B. Biden, free speech has never been freer. But the lack of preparation from Cari Champion in that clip, it pales in comparison to what I'm about to show you. Cari Champion claimed that she deleted Twitter because it was too offensive. She deleted Twitter because Elon Musk is no longer allowing free speech on his platform. Scott Jennings tried to politely explain to Cari Champion that Twitter is the most politically balanced social media platform. But as soon as she was hit with the truth, Cari Champion started to show symptoms of stage 4 OMB. Orange Man bad! Her vocal octaves began to rise. She was verbally lashing out at this toxically masculine man who had the audacity to speak the truth. The problem for Cari Champion, unlike herself, Scott Jennings, he shows up to work prepared. Watch for yourself.
I heard what you're saying about X. I saw a survey this week. It's now the most ideologically balanced user platform.
Scott, stop. It's too early. I just sat down. I've only been here for 2 minutes.
You cannot continue to say that.
You cannot say that.
So
that's not the case.
So
Who's the source
of that?
What I find, we reported it on this network.
Party ID among those who regularly use X/Twitter for news. Look at where we are today. Just a completely different picture. Now it's basically split between Democrats at 48%, Republicans at 47%.
Are you starting to understand why ESPN does not allow diversity of thought on their network? Are you starting to understand why the Sam Ponders, the Sage Steeles were essentially fired by the worldwide leader in woke? This is what happens when your ideology based in myths meets someone based in the truth. That was the first in years, and it should be the final appearance for Cari Champion in the mainstream media. It is absolutely inexcusable to show up that unprepared. For years, there were people collecting checks in the media based on diversity quotas. They thought their woke welfare would last forever. I would imagine that some of them looked at it as a form of reparations. They thought they were entitled to this money. They thought they deserved these positions based on their victim status or their marginalized status. Problem is, they failed to realize that diversity, equity, and inclusion, that was a fad. Fads are like gimmicks. Matter of fact, they are essentially one and the same. Fads are designed to last a certain amount of time, but eventually time runs out. I used to say this all the time, especially when we were talking about the WNBA. There always comes a point where you can no longer rely on the gimmick. The gimmick might get you in the door, but there always comes a point where you will be forced to rely on merit, your qualifications. There always comes a time where you will be expected to perform. Unfortunately for Cari Champion, every time she met those expectations to perform, she failed. Give me your thoughts on this. Cari Champion emerges from the obscurity of failure only to achieve huge embarrassing failure. Does Cari Champion have a future in media? Will checking diversity quotas, will that be enough to sustain her media career? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Best way to contact me is through email, btlkc84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys later.